recently looked up some unusual rocks, and here we've got the Eye of the Sahara. I got this image from Google Earth. Who knows what did that? Scientists are confused. Here's Sigiriya Fortress in Sri Lanka. Now, was this perhaps a bigger building at one point? Here's a fortress built into the rocks. Or perhaps there's more fortress under those rocks. Several boulders sliced into. Here you can search for boulders cut in half and find multiples. Giants swinging an axe, perhaps. Maybe they were bowling. I don't know. Punakaiki Pancake Rocks, New Zealand. Interesting. Now, there are a couple wave rocks, which I think of, some kind of weapon, doing liquefaction, and then it's solidifying. Mushroom-shaped rocks, or some kind of, maybe these were towers, pillars, some kind of structure. Rocks that look like mushrooms, you can find lots all around the world. And then, how do rocks form arches? I don't know. We need to ask ourselves, what was once here? This is Giant's Causeway. For some reason, when I was going through all these pictures, I thought of the Smurfs and the village full of, giant mushrooms and how they were all little. I don't know. Have a great day. This is a slide presentation of a bunch of various rock formations throughout the Earth. I included the location on each picture. This is the remains of the Colossus of Rhodes. It was supposedly huge. But, when I look at these, and then when you study various rabbit holes, it's obvious that there were once much bigger beings here. I feel that they changed the size of the dome, kind of like a fish tank. Like the fish will grow to, or a plant, they will grow to the size of their container. And, there's obviously much different life here. But there's evidence of multiple resets, in my opinion. In this video, you will see bluffs and buttes. And to bluff as a verb is to deceive, to baffle, mislead, and it is done confidently at that. Now, a bluff is a vertical cliff, and these landscape features are in North America, which I find interesting. A butte is a conspicuous elevation, and it says to see butt number 3. And that is a target of a joke, object of ridicule. Interesting. So, I guess the question is, what are they bluffing about? What are we the target of a joke from? Perhaps these are actually, instead of natural structures, they're ancient buildings or retaining walls or tree stumps, who knows? Things that have been petrified than what we are told. Whatever they are, I am certain that mankind was once far more advanced, and our history is not at all. Here you see the Terracotta Army, which is in China. It's an interesting artifact. Are these petrified soldiers? Possibly. Marble, which is limestone and dolomite, is metamorphic rock, and it has been recrystallized under the influence of heat, pressure, and aqueous solutions. So as we look at elaborate marble statues of the past, and just the intricate amount of detail in a lot of these statues, could people really sculpt this? Or could this marble, which is a metamorphic rock, be the result of petrification? Now here are a bunch of statues from monumental cemeteries, and you will notice that they have looks of surprise, or many of them are looking at the sky as if something is coming. Some look upset, some look happy. I don't know. Something very strange has gone on in our history, and we haven't been told, that's for sure. I'm not saying these are petrified people, but I'm not saying they aren't either. In this video, you will find various photos of obelisks around the world. Now, we are told that these obelisks are merely statues that serve as phallic symbology, or basically represent the penises of the gods. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form, and it never has. I feel that these obelisks were something much more than that. Perhaps they helped power the anti-gravity system or a free energy system. They could have been harvesting celestial energy or broadcasting various frequencies around the realm. But whatever they were doing, I really don't think it has anything to do with a penis. I really don't. Have a good day. These 3 pieces of corroded bronze are known as the antikythera mechanism. This was found in 1901 from the Antikythera wreck, which is a shipwreck, but scholars were unable to make sense of what this was until X-ray imaging in the 70s through 90s that revealed this device must have replicated the motions of the heavens. It's full of gears with neat triangular teeth and a ring divided into degrees like protractors. Nothing else this sophisticated has ever been found from this long ago. You could track the paths of the sun, moon, and planets with impressive accuracy. Now, some writers, such as Eric von Daniken, have claimed it comes from an alien spaceship. I don't know about all that. I question whether the Greeks were capable of this. I feel it was from a civilization prior to them. It was similar to the size of a mantle clock, was likely housed in a wood case, and there were knobs and handles on the side for winding the mechanism forwards and backwards. And instead of hours and minutes, the hands displayed celestial time. 1 hand for the sun, 1 for the moon, and 1 for each of the 5 planets visible to the naked eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And then there was a rotating black and silver ball that showed the phase of the moon. There were 2 dial systems that showed the calendar and timing of lunar and solar eclipses. The sky absolutely is a clock, and we have lost a lot of the knowledge that we once had. That's for sure. Interesting. If we go to Google Earth, one thing that I find really interesting is, you can make it to where the one entire side of the ball is water. Now, isn't that convenient? If we weren't really on a ball, wouldn't that be something that would need to be done to hide the fact we're not on a ball? Another interesting thing is, do you see how here on Google Earth there's a big white circle, like for the perimeter? Well, all the blue there is water. So that's like big masses of curved water. When have you ever seen a mass of curved water? I'll answer that for you. You haven't. The biggest thing that you've seen as far as water curving is a droplet. Have a good day. These are times cartoons predicted the future. Donald Trump's presidency in The Simpsons. And we have the 1990 Heavy Metal issue, which is a comic where Trump is president and builds a wall. Then the new X-Men predicts 9/11 3 days before the attacks. Got Johnny Bravo in 2001 and The Simpsons had these episodes prior to 9/11. Autocorrect predicted in 1994 before it came out in 2005. Ebola virus predicted 17 years before. The censorship of Michelangelo's David. This happened in 2016, where people voted on the clothes that David should, or that he should wear. Here is a plot twist from the Game of Thrones 8 years before it happened. I mean, some of these get ridiculous. Siegfried and Roy got mauled by the tigers, which one did get mauled. Now here we've got the God particle equation, and supposedly this is the correct equation 14 years before. Come on. Caitlyn Jenner's transition in the Family Guy. And then here, this issue was released 3 days prior to Princess Diana's death. Here are a bunch of photos of laser-type lights that have been captured in various parts of the world. Some coming out of pyramids, interestingly enough. And I don't really have a theory for what these are or what causes this, other than maybe they're directed energy weapons in the dome. But I just thought I'd share this. I mean, there are clearly a lot of things that go on in this world that we don't know exactly what they are. I think plasma might be on the other side of that dome, too.